Hi, ladies. Welcome to this installment of our Flipped Professional Development. The topic of this session is reading engagement. We are starting with this topic because, as much as you hear about the reading workshop and the mini lesson and conferring and small groups and reflection and the importance of all that, which is very true, those are vital parts. If you don't have reading engagement, then your kids, our kids, are not going to make the impact that they otherwise would. We have to get them excited and engaged in text, or at least make every effort possible that we can. So I love this quote here by Barbara Marinac and Linda Gambrill. They wrote "No More Reading for Junk." It's a short little read that's really good if you're interested in reading that. But they say there's nothing more relevant and motivating than to honor the significant book in a child's life. So that's something that we're going to ask that you do in your classroom and do consistently. Before we get to doing that with kids, though, I want to take an opportunity to do that with just us right now. So I'm going to start off talking about a couple of books that made an impact in my life, and that's something that I'm going to want you to reflect on as well, is what are the books in your life that has impacted your life. Um, so the first one is Tuesdays with Morrie, and you might be familiar with that one. That's about a young man and his college professor that he really looked up to when he was in college. Um, so he went to college, connected with his professor, and went on about his life, got super busy, and then never really touched base with him again. And then found out that he was going to die. And so he went back and to chat with him and meet with him, and ended up learning so many lessons about not only about death, but about life. This was super impactful to me because my grandma died when I was about 20 years old, and she was a significant person in my life, mostly because I had parents that had a lot of challenges in life. My father was a drug addict who was not a part of our life, and then my mom had a lot of struggles of her own, depression and things of that nature. So at the age of 20, even though I was a supposed adult, I did not have a lot of people to help me navigate through death, or anybody that could help me walk through that. And so this book actually helped me walk through my feelings of my grandmother's death, while learning about how this young man in the book navigated it. Second book is over here. You can't see it too good. It's Michelle Kashat. It's called Undone. It's about her walk in life of having cancer several times. And then when she was diagnosed, either the second or third time, her father got cancer. And then it's just about how you make peace with how your life turns out, no matter how unexpected you think it might be. So that's been super impactful as I've navigated a few things the last few years. So again, the goal here is yes, we want our kids to learn the standards, we want our kids to learn skills and strategies, but beyond that, we want them to know that books make an impact on your life. So take some time, think about some books that impact your life. I would love to hear from you. If you want to share some of the books that have impacted your life, feel free to email me and or the group about those books if you want to, or just think about it on your own. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is well, let's see. I think what we need to do is, sorry, let me pause here. What we need to do is there's a video that I need to show you. However, videos do not work, or at least I cannot figure out how to get them to work using Screencast-O-Matic, which is the program that I'm using to record this. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to push pause on this video. Then you need to go to the link on our flipped PD document. So bring up the Model Teacher Flipped PD document, and then click on this video right here, Open a World of Possibilities. Just a few minutes long. It's just a video about the power of a book in the lives of our kids. It's by Scholastic, and I'm showing this to you for a couple different reasons. One, because it really just gets at the heart of what we're trying to do here. And two, I want to try to use videos through these PD sessions because they're so impactful on learning. Videos kind of touch us in a way no other type of communication does. So the more that we can use them not only with our learning, but the learning with our kids in our classrooms, um, the better it's going to be. So push pause, watch this video, and then come back to this professional development and continue on. Okay, so hopefully you've pushed pause and watched the video. So now what we're going to do is what I want you to do at some point is click on this link here, Reading Engagement Ideas. I have started this document, but I do want it to be very collaborative. I obviously have a passion and know a lot about literacy. However, I do not know everything about literacy. You guys were chosen for a reason, and it's because you guys bring a lot to the table, and we're going to be learning together. So if any ideas that you have to add to this document or anything else that we do, please do not hesitate to add. So this one is Reading Engagement Ideas, and we're going to start with a couple of quotes at the top from Nancy Atwell and Jennifer Saravallo. So Atwell has said before, a child sitting in a quiet room with a good book isn't a flashy or marketable teaching method. It just happens to be the only way anyone became a reader. So that's super powerful because I feel like there's so much that comes along in education, so many flashy things, whether it be technology, which I love technology, don't get me wrong, or the newest teaching method, or the billions of things that are put in front of us every day. There's little more impactful than a book that a kid is engaged in and that kiddo reading that book. So just keep that in mind as we go forward with the reading workshop. And then I love the one by Saravallo, without engagement, you've got nothing. That's pretty blunt and to the point, but it's just true. Like even if you have that reading workshop structured down to a T, if your kids aren't engaged in books, then they're not going to make the progress that they otherwise would. So we have to have that engagement. So here are some reading engagement ideas. There are several here. The ideas listed on the left, explanation on the right. Now I'm just going to highlight a few of these. Some of them I'm sure you heard of, some of them maybe not. So book trailers, I'm highlighting that because as a third grade teacher, that's the one that impacted me and my kids a ton. It really got them excited about reading when we just sit down and watch these book trailers. They're just videos about books, really engaging videos. And I would have their books I plan to read list in front of them as we watch these videos so they could add to their list right away of books that they wanted to read. I did pass these out via email at some point last year. So you may have seen these before, but a lot of these are good for upper elementary. There's some primary elementary. I haven't found as many for you guys. So if you guys have some ideas, please put the link there. But really great way to engage kids in books and get them excited about reading. Teacher display book. That just means you're displaying the book that you're currently reading. This is super important, whether it be an adult book that's appropriate for school, or it could be a book that is at the level that your kids are at, so you can show that you're reading books that they're reading too. This sends a message that you're a reader and you're wanting to share reading, which is what we're wanting them to do. So you're modeling that practice. Another one I want to share is Picture Book of the Month. This is a phenomenal one for grades K through 12. Yes, even high school kids can learn things from picture books. I know you guys know that. Okay, so it's a great way. Just have one picture book a month. You choose it. Have your kids choose it. Choose it collaboratively. Vote on it. Maybe it's a book that has amazing word choice or detailed illustrations or powerful message. And then encourage everybody in your class to read the book. It's a great way to create a community of readers. Free write about books or I'll say free talk, meaning your primary kiddos, they could just do it on video. If they can't write yet, just have them record. What are their thoughts about a book? What are they thinking? How does it make them feel? Do they agree or disagree? Does it make them sad? Etc. Just give them the opportunity to talk about books that's not in a teacher writing prompt question. Just let them write about it. I think you'll see they'll come up with amazing things. And then an idea from Stephen Lane's book, he talked about targeting students to help. Just choose a couple of students in your classroom and really target them for several weeks, or honestly, as long as it takes. Talk to the librarian, see if they can help get them engaged in the books. Show them the website yournextread.com to help them find other books that they like to read, and really send the message to them that you care about their reading life and that you're going to help them find a book that will really speak to them. Okay, so as I said, there are other ideas here. I'm not going to go over all of them. Please add to this list. I don't think there's so many ideas out there for reading engagement. This is something that we need to be doing all year long. Definitely the first 2 to 3 weeks of school, be doing these things as much as possible to get your kids engaged in books and excited about the year ahead, because they're going to be reading a ton in your classrooms. And also stop every once in a while and do these things throughout the year. It can't just be a beginning of the year thing either. Okay, guys, so that is it. One thing I want to make sure I say, if you have any questions, make sure you add it to that third column right here. Or if there's anything that you see that you want to discuss on July 31st, please add that here so we can be ready to have that discussion. Okay, thanks, guys.